bikini. And again, Jordan is nowhere to be found. So we have Jane.
Here, I'm replacing
We
Jay.
lie. We lie. Actually, Jordan is on her way to Florida because you guys all have a big posing clinic this coming weekend. So Jane's going to be there. So we figured we would talk a little bit about that as well. So today we are going to be talking about kind of Jane's fit model journey because we did have her on last year as well, prior to her even winning her pro card. So now she's one of the first, first class of fit model pros coming out. So want to kind of go into what that's been all about, what that's felt like, what we're doing differently going into pro debuts, all those kinds of things, planning, all the things. So that's our topic for today, guys. But before we jump into all of that, like, comment, subscribe, hit those buttons wherever they're on your devices. And
I have to do that.
I know, I'm like, wherever they are.
We
It
all
just
have
depends
to.
on what device you're on. I don't know. But subscribe, guys. That helps us all out. And comment too. We see everything that you send in. And whenever you do comment, that helps to helps us to tell us what direction to take our content too. So all those things kind of help and tie in together. So that said, we are how many weeks out from your pro debut at this point?
We're going to be 3 weeks out this weekend, which is
Is it
so
3 weeks
surreal.
already?
Yeah, it's so surreal. The time is flying so fast. Like, I've been so
Wow.
busy. I don't even remember like where I'm at when I check in. I'm just like, how many weeks out am
Yeah. Well, it's funny because so is it
I?
so she's doing Japan's pro debut.
Yes.
So is that the week after the Arnold?
Yes, it's Japan's before the Arnold, correct? Yeah. So
Mm.
2 big weekends.
Okay, I'm getting
Back
my
to back.
dates confused. I thought it was the week after the Arnold. So I was seeing people post
I think you might be
about
right, Sean.
I don't
Because
know.
the Arnold is March. Yep, no, yeah, Japan's first, and then it's the Arnold, correct? Because I
Okay.
just pulled up our schedule.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So technically the first pro show of the year is, for Japan, you know what I mean? So that's kind of cool.
I
Um
yeah, first debut.
So, because I was seeing people post like the other day about being 4.5 weeks out from the Arnold. So then when you just said 3 weeks out from Japan, I'm like, really? I thought it was after. Oh well, whatever. We're figuring it out.
Yeah,
I don't even know. Oh, I don't
it'll
know.
happen. We'll show
I know.
up.
Or just go where like I literally every day I pull up my calendar. I'm like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do today. Okay, got it.
I'm
Like,
literally, I'm literally like you. I'm like, oh shit, I'm 2 weeks out. I'm gonna be like, my flight's gonna be in one day. Like, I'm gonna figure it out within like a day or two because I'm oh so freaking busy all the time. With a family, like I just
yeah.
work, kids, everything. Like, my schedule, my calendar is just like jam packed. I
Well,
mean,
let's just jump into that whole aspect of it since we're right
yeah.
there. Like, are you're saying you don't have your flight booked yet for Japan?
Oh yeah, no, I have my flight book, but I feel like I'm gonna
Oh.
forget
Oh yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
pack, and I'm gonna
yeah,
pack like a week or 2 days prior, just watch
yeah,
knowing. But yeah, I'm booked. One thing I did do is book my flight just because of prices. I didn't want to pay a buttload of
yeah.
fees at the last minute, so I just booked my flight. So my flight's ready. I'll be there on the 24th, which is the Tuesday of that week of the Japan show, and then I'll be there for a whole week, which I'm so freaking hyped for because I've never flown overseas before. So this is like a dream, and
Yeah.
also like my pro debut and the first ever fit model show. So there's a
A
lot of
lot.
why I'm doing this, and secondly, like, this is gonna be my solo trip over, like, since I had kids when I was 23 years old, so I've never really had adventure or gone out or explored the world. So, and I'm military, so my husband's usually the one that's always traveling overseas, and he's like, you know what,
Yeah.
just go explore, do your thing, do what you love, pour into you, and I feel like this is my opportunity to pour into me, and step away from like my identities here and kind of pull back from being mom, from being wife,
Hmm.
and just be the competitor and just Jane, like,
Yeah.
when I'm in Japan. So I'm really excited just to pour into me. I'm really excited for the show, absolutely, but like, I'm really excited for the solitude and to do this for me more than
Yeah.
anything.
Well, I
Yeah.
understand that. I mean, I did the same thing. I mean, I was there in Japan for a week when I did do Japan, and that was the whole thing. It was like I want this to be an experience. It's like if I'm gonna fly halfway across the world, I mean, I better make the most of it. You know what I mean? So, and it was great. I was by myself and like same thing. So I was going to ask you that question if like your husband was going or anything like that too. But it's almost like you said, it's almost like this aspect of just completely being able to focus on you for a minute, and forget about all those things. I don't have kids, but I do have my own business and all that kind of stuff too. So those things ping me all day long. And it's like, at some point I want to be able to turn that off and be about me for a minute, you
Yeah.
know?
Yes, and I haven't had that since, well, I would say the weekends I competed last year, there were my weekends, and
Yeah.
those the where I could pour into me. But this time it's like a full week of like for me,
Yeah.
and it's really a blessing, to be honest, to be able to compete competitively as a pro, in the new division, and like I feel like it's just like a door open for me, and God led me to it, and I'm like, okay, like let's go. Like I have
Yeah.
full faith on whatever is going to happen, and I'm grateful for the experience. For me, it's about the experience, really.
Yeah. Do you have anything planned outside the show? Like, are you doing anything specifically or what's your plan?
No, I honestly just want to go sightseeing, kind of see around like how the culture. I'm really big on like learning about culture. So I want to go sightseeing, um, try new foods and explore overall. I know I have a couple of dates as well planned with some of the competitors too. So I'm excited for that. And also I have a client that lives in Korea that's going to come see me
Oh,
too. So it's like
nice.
so cool. It's cool that I can also see my people too. So it's
Yeah.
really cool.
So
So
is it in Tokyo or where is the actual Japan Pro? Where is it?
it's going to be in Tokyo. I don't know if you know the Subaru convention. I don't know if you can be competed in the Subaru Convention Center. It's like something to do with Subaru. I know the host hotel is separate from the venue.
Okay. Yeah, everything in Tokyo is. Like when I stayed there, I stayed at like it was in Shibuya and I can't remember, it was like
Shibuya
Shibuya.
is where I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
Hotels.
That's a real like I mean it's one of the biggest cities in the world. So like there's everything there. You know what I mean? The transportation is really easy, all that kind of stuff too. So like when I stayed, the place I stayed was like boutique hotel. The hotel when I did it, they didn't even have a host hotel for the Japan Pro when I did it. So I don't know if it's different promoters or not. Who do you know who the promoters are?
Mm.
Yeah. It
Oh,
was
it's muscle contest.
oh, it's muscle contest?
Oh,
Okay.
muscle contest. Yes, I love muscle.
Oh, okay. Okay,
They're
okay. So
really
it's
fun.
probably set up differently then. Like, yeah, when I did it, it was Iris Kyle and Hidetada Yamagishi. So they were the ones that were
Oh,
the
okay.
promoters of
Yeah.
that one. So it is,
Their
it's going to be a different setup.
stages, their stages are so cool. I
Yeah.
remember seeing your pro routine coming
It
out
was
of that
amazing.
stage. Yeah, it's like you're
Yeah.
like a superstar,
Yeah.
literally.
Like I was like, this is my Olympia. You know what I mean? So it's actually really, really cool. So
I
they
love
did a phenomenal production job out there. So the thing with So if I can give one suggestion when you go out there is the first day that I was there, I hired a guy to take me on a walking tour of the whole city. So he showed me like my thing was is there's nothing specific I want to see. I just want to see where everything is so I can kind of get my bearings and know what I can come back and experience on my own. So he literally took me around the entire city and said, well, this is that, this is where you want to go for this, whatever. Like he just again, if you're trying to learn about the culture, like he
that's
taught me a lot about the culture and stuff while I was walking around. So that was very, very helpful because then when I did have days where I could just go do stuff, I knew where I wanted to go.
that's cool.
So yeah, it
That's
was a lot of fun. Yeah,
yeah.
I can't remember what site it was, but I just went on like it was like a TripAdvisor kind of site kind of thing, and I booked a walking tour for the day.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was actually really
Maybe
cool. I got a lot of steps in that day. Jamie was
I
like,
could
"You need to sit your
imagine.
ass down."
I hear in Japan it's like a lot of walking because
It
everything's
is.
like so close. So
It is.
that's good to know. I'm
Yeah.
gonna wear my tennis shoes all day.
Yeah. And they've got a subway system that's actually really, really easy to follow because there's like one big circle. So it's just a big circle and you go one way or the other, basically. So it's really I took the subway with the walking tour guide, but I didn't take it on my own. But yeah, you can take that to go anywhere. But like after I went on it with him, I realized where I was when I would come out different areas and stuff like that. So again, it was very helpful to do that. Um and with phones and stuff nowadays, all you got to do is freaking put your phone up to one of their Japanese symbols, and it'll translate what it is. So,
And I also was told like to buy those AI glasses, so now like
oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, like the meta glasses. Yeah,
gosh, the world is changing so quick. I'm
right.
like, I don't even
Well,
know what
that's
to.
the one thing that he told me too when I was over there. Is like, as far as Japan is concerned, Japanese people want to be on the very cutting edge of all technology. So before it goes to anywhere else, you're gonna see it there. So like the digital 3D billboards and stuff like that, that all started there in Japan, and then it started going out elsewhere. So like he was showing me all the ones in Tokyo and Shibuya and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, they were really cool there. Like the ones that we have here in the States aren't even nearly as cool as the ones they've got there, just because they're ahead of the game, you know?
That's super cool. It's going to be
Yeah.
such a culture shock for me.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
When you
Um,
go to the gym, bring an extra pair of shoes because they don't let you wear your shoes that you've been walking outside with in the
okay,
gym.
I heard that and I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. You have to take your shoes off at the door. So you have to
Okay,
do one of two things. You either have a second pair of shoes that have not been on the ground, or you have to rent a pair of shoes while you're there.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Which it keeps everything clean, so
In
it's
a sense,
just,
yeah.
it's a city, it's very highly densely populated, all that kind of stuff, so they just want to keep everything clean. So I get it, I understand that just helps them with that. When you're in Tokyo too, there are not trash cans anywhere, so whatever you take with you, you got to take back with you so you get to a building and go inside, because back in the war, like, they used to hide bombs inside of trash cans, so trash cans actually became illegal, so there are
Oh,
no trash cans anywhere.
okay, so that's why they do that. I heard of that,
Yeah.
but I did not hear about that. That makes
Yep.
sense.
Yep. And you have to cover up tattoos.
Oh, how am I going to cover this? Gonna
Yeah.
probably like wear
I think you'll be okay in the gym. I think that's okay. But like there's some places like spas and stuff like that you go to, you either can't have tattoos or you have to be able to cover the tattoos. So like they'll give you have to buy, like, it almost looks like a big band-aid, and you put it over the tattoo. And if you can if
That's
you
good to
can cover
know.
it, then you can go
Probably gonna
in.
order that on Amazon today.
Yeah. Yeah, there was like I went on a tour to Mount Fuji, and then we went to a spa afterwards, and there was two guys that they did not let into the spa because they had like full arm tattoos, sleeve tattoos, and they wouldn't let them in because of the
That's
tattoos.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's a gang thing, because there's the gang that's over there. If you have tattoos, you're in, I can't remember what it's called. Is
I'm a
it?
gang member.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like you'll see, like, they'll, again, this is all stuff I learned on the walking tour. Okay. So I'm giving you an education here.
No, this is good. This is good. I need this.
Like, I
I'm
can't
gonna
remember the
show
name of
up
the
and
gang.
explain
It's
it.
like, I want to say the Mongols, but I don't think that's right. But there's a gang that, like, they'll wear their shirts, and like they'll unbutton their shirt, but this area right here will be tattoo free. But if you pull open the shirt, this is all tattooed. They're all tattooed all over the place. So it's like a gang symbol when you have tattoos and stuff like that. So
Wow.
yeah.
I'm gonna show up and immediately people are gonna like put me in jail.
Yeah, right. Right.
If it wasn't
And
for this education call. I
I
mean,
know. I know. Teaching you all the things.
yeah, this is
So,
great.
but it's a very interesting culture. And the one thing I said too, I was like, it's the biggest city that I've been to that's quiet. Like, nobody yells at each other. There's no like honking horns. There's none of that. Like, it's so quiet, even when it's packed with people. It's crazy.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things, like safe for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, honestly, just to experience it. And I'm excited to walk outside without being like scared. You know what I mean? It's like not
Yeah.
being
It's
afraid of.
I think it is the safest place for a single female to travel on her own.
Yep, that's what my husband told me. He's like, "You're
Yeah.
good."
Yeah.
My husband's
Yeah.
very like he's very like he's in the military, so he's very cautious of things.
Yeah.
So like, he tells
Yeah.
me he's like, "You're gonna be just fine. Japan is
Yeah.
so safe." I'm like, that makes me feel like
100%. If I could, I would love to stay over there for a couple of months and just like absorb everything. Because I didn't get, I got to see a lot, but I'd like to just kind of immerse myself for a
there's
while.
more, yeah, it's more
Yeah.
much more to learn from.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I'm jealous. You're gonna have a great time. You're gonna have a great time.
I'll tell
Regardless of how the show goes, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I'm so excited. It
Yeah.
literally it doesn't really hit me up until I talk to someone about it, really, because I'm just so go 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 and like the opportunities where I can talk about it is literally when I get on social media
Yeah.
or when I get invited to talk about it or when my friends are reaching out or my clients are reaching out, like they remind me. I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited." It hasn't fully like absorbed yet that it's a pro debut and it's like the first fit model show. But there has been moments where I felt internal pressure just because it's like the first one, but I'm protecting that and reminding myself like you're not doing this for clout, you're doing this because you absolutely love this and this is an experience that you're going to take on for the rest of your life, and
Yep.
that's literally all I care for, truly.
Yep.
Like
Well, and we
every
have to go back to, I mean, you're literally one of the first pros to be awarded a pro card in this division, from Junior USA. So since then, even just in the last year, the division has evolved quite a bit. So, like, let's go take it back to that. So after you won your pro card at Junior USA, what was your feedback coming out of Junior USA?
So it's funny because I didn't ask Tyler, but I ended up asking Sandy, and she said not to change a thing. But obviously, Greg asked Becky what we could do so I can come in more competitive, and she
Right.
said glutes. But I personally took the initiative when I saw Tyler at a show, and I showed him my pictures from Junior USA. I literally was so shocked. I was like sweating.
Isn't that so crazy that we put so much pressure on ourselves? Like, that's so silly. It's like he's
Yeah,
a normal human being. Like,
yeah, he's so cool. He's just like chill. He's like, let me see a
yeah.
picture, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like,
Yep.
I'm like trying to get there, but he's like, he saw the front. He didn't have anything to say from the front, and he's like, do you have a back shot? And then immediately he's like glutes, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like my junior USA's was not my best. Like this, I did not get any sleep. I literally was full of anxiety and stress. 2 hours of sleep, and I know like my glutes were tighter before. Like during my whole peak week, I had tighter glutes, and when you're holding water, obviously they look faded, so nothing is showing. So like my peak was off.
Yep.
And I'm praying like at Japan I can bring me,
Yeah.
not like stress, or which I know I won't because I'm showing up hopefully enough time. Tuesday, I feel like
Yeah.
that's for me and for my husband, like that's what we could have just for me to be there that long. We had to figure that out with his work schedule
Yeah.
too,
Hmm.
my demands and all that. But I feel like that's perfect for me. I'm gonna just sleep so much the first couple days and kind of go for there because my body responds really, really good with sleep. Obviously,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was like the biggest thing, and I don't regret it. It's all a learning experience. Be prepared. Travel 2 days prior, and every pro show, I'm sure I'm gonna learn something new. Like this
Yeah.
show, I do my own makeup. I'm learning. I feel pretty confident about it now, and I'm gonna do my own tan, and like I always have.
Yeah. Well, I would recommend that anyway in Japan because their tans always
I
suck.
heard, yeah, yeah. I heard, like it's watching and stuff. I don't want to
Yeah.
sacrifice that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited though. It's gonna be good. I'm a little like nervous because sometimes I feel like I've grown too much. But I feel like that's internal and
Yeah.
more internal. But I do feel like I made really good improvements. I do still need to come down in conditioning a little bit, which I feel and I know I will come down right before Japan, knowing my body.
Well, question two on that. So you got the judges' feedback from Junior USA. What for you personally did you feel like you could have done? We've already talked about it's not your best look, but what do you feel like is your eye? What is your eye telling you other than the glutes aspect?
Conditioning wise.
Just in general, just your feedback in general. What do you think you could have done better now that you, and
Honestly,
I'm saying like also like now that we know a little bit better about what fit model is supposed to
yeah,
look like?
yeah. Um, Rounder glutes for sure, and
Yeah.
that's what we're bringing in, more rounder glutes, especially from the front. Because
Yeah.
we don't want like the dent there. We want to see that fullness and
Yep.
just overall top to bottom balance, and not too much squaring the waist because the judges like forward and just balance. We obviously hide the waist. We want to look small and kind of streamline that V taper. But I
Mhm.
feel like it's not necessary to hide your whole waist so you can
Yeah.
pop out that glute. I feel like that's a big change that I've noticed. Um, my upper body, I'm a little nervous.
That was it. It's a
Ooh,
little big, you think?
I don't know. I don't know because I do have. I feel. No, I feel like I'm fine. I'm bringing similar upper body, but sometimes I feel like it's capped, so I got to be careful there. So this is something I'm going to voice in my check-in tomorrow because I do feel like that's an area we could have just looking at my physique
Yeah.
and of that now. But just like softer arms, like just more streamlined. And my quad, just my legs more streamlined too, because
Okay.
I am a thicker girl in the
Yes.
bottom, and that's something we don't know what the division's going to look like. And, you know, Janet coming in, which I hope she does Japan. I've heard
She is.
maybe.
It's from whatever he said, she's doing Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because she has muscle. So
Right. Well,
I'm,
that that could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. Like
yeah.
we did a whole podcast on that. It could be a good thing that she's doing it. It could be a bad thing she's doing it. We don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I personally am all for it just because it's going to help. She's helping shape too. You know,
Yeah.
we're all trying to shape it. So
Hmm.
if she can show up and I mean, her confidence, everything is stunning. And that's
Hmm.
something that's inspiring me to practice, like the posing side. That's
Yeah.
another one too. My posing, just bring in more freaking confidence and more me on that stage.
Hmm.
Because after my San Diego overall win, I was so in my head about my posing because I was so confident in San Diego. I don't know, you saw my routine. I
Hmm.
was confident. I felt me on that stage. And then the internal pressure came because everyone was like judging, like not judging, like saying stuff like your posing was not on time, like your suit is off. Like, so that got into my head. So then at junior girl power, I was literally in my head with everything that everyone was saying rather than focusing on what I need to work on for myself.
Yeah.
And that was really hard, not gonna lie. And I feel like a lot of us fit model girls were like going through that, you know, as a pros. But now I'm like, you know what, just bring you, girl. Just bring you. Just do you. Like, block the noise. You're gonna learn from your mistakes and move forward. That's
Yeah.
something that's a big takeaway, is just bringing confidence and bringing me and just trusting myself and learning from my mistakes. Even if I fail, I'll just pick myself
Yeah.
back.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing too with this division. It's like we can sit here and say, "Well, I think you should do this, and I think you should do that," but really, we don't. We still don't know because we don't have a pro um like example to follow. You know what I mean? So it's like the girls that won because that's who showed up that day. You know, we don't know yet what they actually really want. Like we've got some examples, but as we've seen throughout the year, the example has changed a lot depending on who's on stage and depending on what the national show was. So we went through this when we were talking at the athlete summit, with Bill there and everything like that too. Like the look evolved a lot throughout the year as far as overall winners were concerned. So same thing when I look at your frame, the same things that you said. I feel like streamlining and stuff is what you needed to do. More glutes, like you talked about, but streamlining and coming in better condition, all those kinds of things. Those are all easily fixable. But we won't know that until we get it on stage and we see what it looks like with next to everybody else. So it's like it could look great to us, but until those judges say yes, this is it, we don't know. So, that's what I say about the whole thing with Janet coming on stage. It could be good. Like we don't know what she's been doing in the background as far as preparing for Fit Model versus what she has done before in bikini. Um, the biggest thing that I'm curious to see, you mentioned your upper body. I'm curious to see her upper body more than anything else because she's always had really big round delts, and that's something that's actually she's gotten critiqued on before. So I'm curious to see, like, if
Yeah,
she comes in
really
with those kinds of
does.
shoulders, it might help you or it might
Yeah,
hurt you if they're like, no,
that's
that's
what
not what
I'm
we want.
saying. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm super happy she's going to be in Japan because she has such a beautiful, like, muscle. She has a lot of muscle on her. And
Hmm.
I know she's a bikini Olympian. Like,
Right.
she's cap. She has good
Right.
muscle. She's in her 30s, late 30s. So she has
Yep.
maturity in her. So, like, I'm very excited to kind of
Yep.
see her and just be around an Olympian and kind of, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think it's perfect. Like, get her
Well,
on.
and I've seen that even with my own physique too, because it's interesting. Because I'm curious to know like how long she's actually been preparing for this, right? Like we all just started talking about it, but she could have been preparing for this since Fit Model started. And like
Exactly.
I just posted my own photos from what I looked like a year ago versus what I look like now, and my
So
physique
crazy,
looks
by the
completely
way.
different.
I know.
Completely.
I was gonna say that, like, how crazy is it? Like, it is bodybuilding. Like, we're evolving constantly. Like, we can't not stop growing.
Right.
If we're
Right.
constantly doing, like, we cannot stop unless we're told to stop, right?
Yep.
Um, but wow, like when you showed me those pictures, I was like, yeah, so much has changed, and that's exactly what I see in myself right now. Internally, I'm like, whoa, Jane.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah, I'm definitely bringing a different look for
Yeah.
sure, and we'll see how it looks like on stage.
I
And
know it's gonna be curious. It's gonna be interesting. Like we've all talked about this. Like we're all like everybody's like, we need to get the live stream. Is Jamie gonna be there in person?
no,
Oh, she's
and Greg
gotta
will.
go to Japan at some point, right?
I know. No, I know she was there for the Olympia though.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
Masters Olympia, but that's okay though. I can understand. It's like
Oh
too early.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
the hard part about this too, because I know there's been other girls who are like, yeah, I really would love to do that show, but if I do that, that takes away from the other money that I can spend on shows I can do here in the States, you know. I know I've got a couple of girls I'm working with that want to kind of run the circuit here in the States so they can try to qualify for the Olympia, you know what I mean? And it's like
Oh,
if you do Japan, you're spending 3 times the amount of money on one show that you would spend on something in the States, you know. So
yeah.
it's a hard thing to decide if that's what you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. For me, that's something I was thinking in the back of my head, but in like it just I felt like that tug, when something just feels
Mhm,
aligned, your calling. That's what I
mhm.
felt for me for this show, especially being one of the first fit models. And then and I had 7, no, 8 months in the off season. I'm like, okay, I can definitely do it. And
Yeah.
it'll be a year since I stepped on stage from San Diego when I stepped on stage in Japan. So
Okay.
yeah, I've,
Well, it's also one of those things too. I mean, you got your pro card and then didn't have the option of getting on stage. So now it's like, okay, I just want to go do it. You know what I mean? I want to get up there finally.
and this is going to be huge. Like there's going to be over 40 girls.
Yeah.
There will be over 40 girls.
Yeah.
And I want to know where I land.
Right. I mean, this is a good place. Again, this is a good place to get that. It's different when you're standing by yourself versus when you're standing next to other people. So this will be a good place to be like, okay, I know I'm on the right track. I just need to tweak this, whatever. Or say no, we just got to go back to the drawing board. You know.
Yeah,
So what is your between like when you won your pro card and now? How much has your training changed? What have you done differently? Anything different?
nothing. Mm-mm.
Okay.
So I will say I got my assessment done. So that's one big thing is just making sure doing the prep and prime correctly, which I have. My intensity has changed for sure, and I have grown glutes for sure. And
Hmm.
I'm still constantly learning how to train correctly. Like there's always going to be education on that side piece because I've never been like, girl, when I first got my training assessment with Hobby, I was like, what the is this?
Yeah.
Like I needed this. I really did
Yeah.
need this. And it was like a wake up call. And ever since that, like I will say my training has changed, but we didn't, we just, my form changed. That's all. And like my intensity, and we dropped a little bit on my volume on my training. So same protocol, same. I didn't change my movement pattern, so I'm doing the same thing. Upper body, I'm doing every other week. I do upper body as normal 1 week. So I do 2 times a week upper body, and then the next week I'll do it 1 time with my prep
Okay.
and prep. So just a little mellow on the upper body, but nothing too much.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
And
but
that was gonna be that was my question on that regard too, because if you're saying you're worried about being capped out on your shoulders and stuff like that, you know, if that's something that you pulled out, you know.
yeah, we pulled it out a little bit. But I
Mhm.
personally, I'm just getting in my head.
Yeah, I mean that also happens when you get into this time frame because you're like you're hyper focused on little things versus the overall picture. You know, I try to it's this happens all the time regardless, you know, you're a coach. Like
Yeah.
clients just start focusing on every little tiny detail. It's like, no, we got to look at the full package and then we can kind of pick it apart, you know what I mean? But you're focusing on this one spot right here that really doesn't matter, you know?
And you're bringing that up too. And I don't bring it up to Jamie and Greg when I'm concerned of certain things because I do
Yeah.
really trust them. And like, I don't like to word things like, hey, I feel huge or stuff like that because in the end of the day, they will tell me. But
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like wording it too.
Yeah.
But I really do trust their eye too. And we'll kind of go
Yeah.
from there. And if I feel something is off, I will let them know. But it's
Well,
growing.
and you know, when you're in it, you can't see it. You know what I mean? You really can't see it. It's like that's why I like to go back, like I just did the other day, and go back and look at old photos because I'm like, when I look back on it, I'm like, damn, like I can see things where I'm like, why didn't I see that when I was in that? You know what I mean? Like I didn't see that on my physique at all when I was in that moment, you know?
And that looking back at my front post from when I first started to now, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
My stomach my core control was not there really a lot of the time. So that's something I'm learning still.
Yeah.
Pelvic, the freaking vacuums and whatever we do with pelvic floor. We've been learning so much about that. Like it's wild.
It's crazy, and especially with that front pose for a fit model, it is so hard just to hold that and not let the core go. It's really, really hard. Girls don't realize like you need to be practicing that every single day because it is not something. It's not something that comes easy. It's not like it looks for some of these girls that stand there and hold it. It looks easy. It's not. I'm telling you, if you got that little like pooch underneath, that is the first thing I can see when you're in that pose. The very first thing.
Yeah, and that's one thing in the comparisons that with 40 girls, I've been like just holding that pose when I'm like
Yes,
watching TV or doing something. I'm like brushing my teeth, holding that pose, just like
absolutely.
myself
Which
in that comparison call out. Yeah.
like, I don't know if they do this anymore, but the last time I competed in a muscle contest show, they kept us all on stage while everybody did their individuals.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. So it's like, it was like, and there was a lot. There was like, I don't know, close to 30 girls in the class or the show that I did. And so they would just, as you got done with your individual, you go to the side diagonal. You had to stand there while everybody did their individual. So my last name always falls kind of in the middle of the lineup, always for competitors with an H for my last name. You same thing with
Me too.
with
Yeah.
Jay, right? So like I was literally like you had the diagonal here, the diagonal here of girls, and I was at the top of the diagonal on the first side. So I was in everybody's pictures and videos, and I'm like. I was in so much pain. Like prejudging and finals were both 45 minutes long. Can you
Damn.
imagine holding that front
Girl,
pose
girl.
for 45 minutes at a time?
I'm gonna be you. I'm gonna be you in Japan.
It was so bad. Like the following day, I was in California. The following day, that was back when I trained with Kimoto, and he had a physical therapist that was at his office. So I went in to see him because I couldn't even take my progress photos the next day. I was so sore, and I was doing two back to back shows. I was like, I need
Yeah.
somebody to help me like work this out because I got to get on stage again in freaking 5 days. I'm like, oh my god, it was. He worked with me for like 45 minutes just trying to get the information out because and that was back that again, that was back when bikini still had the fit model front pose as the front pose, and I was doing that pose the whole time.
Damn. Yeah, I'm wondering if I can go into like the model pose too.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I could. Yeah, just kind of
yeah,
switching up, but
yeah, yeah. I don't know if they'll do that in Japan, but I'm just saying that was the last muscle contest show I did. I was like, all right, we're done. I'm not doing
yeah,
this again.
I'm gonna be having a workout on stage, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then just let alone, I mean that was the individuals, and then let alone you go into comparisons, and you're still being judged on the comparisons. So if you got 40 girls, you got like 4 or 5 call outs depending on how many they do. It's like yeah, that's gonna be a long ass time up there on that stage.
Yeah, well, I feel like a lot of us fit model girls should already like have that implemented because we have minimal shows and there's going to be a shit ton of girls in each show. So like we
Yeah,
should all continue to practice that holding because
yeah,
we're going to be
yep.
holding for a while.
Got to get that core control.
Yep.
I mean, this is everybody across the board. Like I don't know about you, but like when I'm watching a show this is every female division. That is the first thing I look at on a girl. If she starts going like this on her waistline, I'm like, okay, she's done. Like, and that's exactly what the judges do. They sit there and wait for you to lose control. Like sometimes girls are so close to being comparable, like you have to wait until somebody screws up. So don't
Yeah.
be that person.
Yeah, no, I noticed that too, and I've seen like lives of judges talking about that too. It's like how even Bill said that how they are
Yes.
holding it too. So
Yes.
yeah, that's huge and
Yep.
it'll make or break you.
100%. So speaking of posing, since we're on that topic, so you got this clinic coming up this weekend. Is it Saturday that the clinic is?
The clinic is this Saturday. We're gonna do from 9 a.m. till I believe 2. No, it's gonna start, yeah, 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. So 9 to 11, we'll do like the training assessments and with Hobby, just training feedback. So open gym. I'm really excited about that. I have some of
Yeah.
join up. And then we'll do posing from 11 to 1, which is gonna be all us FBF coaches. Me, Jordan, of course, Nikki, Aaron, Taylor, um, A- can't why can't I say her name? Allie Dove. Allie's like my girl. Like
Allie.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like, I was
yeah.
gonna say Anne.
That's okay.
Like,
You're
no,
3 weeks
Allie.
out. It's okay. We got you.
And Ree. So it'll be
Okay.
really fun. I'm really excited to be with all our girls and just um, share that time and be with them too. It's gonna be 50. It's so we sold out 50 people, which I think is super cool. um,
Yeah.
that gonna have an open gym and kind of help all these people out. So it'll be good.
Yeah. So, and this is at the Push Gym in Florida. So, for those of you that are out there watching and listening, like, oh, how do I find out about this stuff? Make sure you're following everybody's social medias and everything too, because I know Jordan was posting about it a lot. That's your best way to figure out when things are going on.
Yep.
There's not really like a centralized location for online where you can go find like posing clinics or anything like that. Try to follow the promoters, try to follow the coaches, things like that, because those are the ones that are going to be out there promote or actually posting stuff about this. Because I know like a lot of promoters will do their own posing clinics and stuff too as we go through, like we do one up in Northern Virginia and stuff too with Gary Udit and all of that. So be following these people on social media. That's your best way to find stuff like this. And I know like um one of the questions I get a lot of times with this stuff is, do I have to be with Fit Body Fusion in order to go and things like that? Of course not. Of course
Mhm.
not. No, come. Like that's the whole point. It's actually a good idea to get some other eyes on you and stuff like that sometimes too. Especially like a lot of girls like to work with their in-person trainer at home, which there's nothing wrong with that. But if you come to a clinic like this, then you can get eyes on you that are expert eyes and be like, this is what you need to work on when you go back home,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah. More in person and just being open-minded to change too.
Yeah.
There's always something better and you'll learn more out of it too.
Yeah. And I'll say this too, like, because I hear this a lot. And for a long time, I was not a fit body fusion coach. I was just a posing coach, right? Some coaches get very territorial over their clients and saying, no, you don't need to go to that because they're going to tell you something to do this, blah, blah, blah. They're actually afraid of you figuring out something else, maybe wanting to go to a different coach or something like that. So that's something to pay attention to and have that kind of conversation with your coach too, because at the end of the day, they should be like, yeah, you should go check this stuff out. Tell me what you learned. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Always.
as myself as a coach, I say the same thing. I'm like, and a lot of times too, take everything with a grain of salt. I say this as well because everybody, this is a subjective sport. So everybody is going to have a different opinion on things. Doesn't necessarily mean one is right, one is wrong. They're just different, right? So I
Exactly.
get this sometimes with posing clinics. Like I'll have clients go and say, well, they told me to pose like this, or it's just like a little tweak or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that will work. I said, but for you, for Zeke, remember why we did it this way. This is the reason why we did this way. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that makes sense or whatever. So just have a reason behind it.
Yeah. I have my clients too that go to other opposing clinics that
Mhm.
are not FBF and I'm all for it. I'm like, go for it.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
learn more, go get more eyes on you and we can see if it works for you or not. It's like
right.
at the end of the day, it's me and her and me and the client and communicating what works best too and
Yep.
just getting more. And being around community is so huge, even if it's not the FBF. Like we're family, of course. Like we're a community. We're all this, but like we're people, and you're people. We're all one. We're
Yeah.
here to help you.
This is a very, very small sport. It's a very, very small sport. So when you find people that you click with, I mean, that's great. Be with your people. You know what I mean? Find those people that are going to support you through this. And that's one thing I'll say too, is that most of the people that are immersed in this, like the coaches that are immersed in the bodybuilding industry and space, are not the ones that are going to be like, don't go. You know what I mean? Because they realize the value. They realize the value in going to these clinics, and they realize the value in being around other like-minded people. Because in general, the coaches that are in this sport, not just Fit Body, all across the sport, they're trying to learn more too. They're the ones that are organizing the clinics. They're the ones that are going to the clinics. They're the ones that are trying to pick up. I know for myself, I've been in this industry since 2009, right? Every time I go to another
Got
clinic, I
decades.
learn something. What's that? What'd you
You
say?
got you got some decades on you.
That's right. I do. I
Yeah,
do.
you look so young. Like I always tell you this. Like when you tell me your age, I'm like, no, there's no way. You're in your 30s.
Botox.
Yeah,
Botox.
we love Botox here. That's something I love.
Yeah, but it's I mean, I try to tell people like, listen, there is longevity in this sport when you do it right. You know what I mean? Like because of the sport, I eat better. Because of the sport, I sleep better. Because of the sport, I don't do all the shit that a lot of normal humans do. I don't go to fast food places. That's not my thing. Like I feed my body with quality things. I train every well, I don't train every day, but I do something, some sort of active movement every
Take care
single
of your
day.
health. Yeah.
Like, and we're on the cutting edge of all the peptide stuff and everything like that too. Like all of these things make a difference,
Peptides
all
are
of them.
huge right now, and I feel like people are starting to realize how good they are. Like, I feel like it's
100%.
going to be the future now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's there's so many great benefits of these peptides right now, longevity,
100%.
anti-aging, like healing properties. Like it's so wild to me how like negative they were put out years ago, but now it's just everyone's asking me. Like, okay,
Literally everyone's like,
yeah,
okay, which one should I take? I'm like, I don't know enough about you to tell you that. That's the other part too. Like you, and this is the other thing with this too. You got to be realistic. Like it's not a, it's a band-aid. It's not something that's going to solve everything. So it's like if your diet is shit, if your workouts are shit, if your sleep and recovery is shit, a peptide's not going to fix all that,
not a
you
band.
know?
You're covering everything up. So first get to the root cause and then add that in. It needs,
Hmm.
yep. Get your labs checked. Get your shit together.
That's
Get
right. That's right. And
action.
it's like, and like a lot of the stuff is like it's very anecdotal too. Like it may work great for you and terrible for somebody else, So you have to remember, or vice versa. Like I know, and depending on how your body chemistry reacts to certain things. I know one of the coaches was talking about how she doesn't like the GHKCU for skin and stuff like that. She doesn't like what it does to her face. 'Cause she has really sensitive skin. For me, I use the GHKCU serum and it's phenomenal. Like my skin texture has gotten so much better from using it. You know what I mean? So it's
Well,
like everybody's gonna be a little bit different. So
yeah, everyone reacts differently, and it is a
hmm,
research chemical. You can get an allergic reaction to certain things.
100%.
Be aware, like if you're
Yep.
wanting to take a risk, take it under a provider as well.
Yep. Well, and let's go into that too, because here's the next thing. Like we were talking a little bit before we got onto this podcast, and you mentioned that this prep has actually been difficult for
Yeah.
you, right? So I think there's a misconception that fit model is supposed to be easy. So what has been difficult about it for you for your prep this time?
To be honest with you, this prep has been a push, a really big
Mhm.
push. Like my calories right now are at 1200. My last prep, they were like 1500. I was responding better. I am in higher stress too. It just also depends on your stress and like how much you're handling during the day too. But like my body has been really sluggish. Um, but we finally are getting like responses now because we're really tapering down my food and really pushing. So, you know, I had the expectation of like, yeah, fit model will be easy. Like, no, guys, it's not easy. It's similar to a bikini prep. Although I will say, like, I am being intentional and I am checking my lab work. I'm doing all these things to make sure I'm getting those responses and taking the right actions with my coaches too. But yeah, we've been pushing. Like, I'm in an hour of cardio every single day.
Mm.
My food's low. And that's how I'm responding right now. And I'm taking it with a grain of salt. That's what it is. I'm already going to do Japan, so I got to do it.
That's right.
And this is a learning experience for me too. And one of the biggest things I will say, in my improvement season, I didn't do very good. Like I thought I could, have a little bit more of freedom, which I did. And I was holding above 10 pounds above my stage weight, which I typically do. Like I hold steady around 120. That's my more comfortable weight for me personally. I'm 5'1" and I need to be 120. And my body feels at homeostasis there. Like that's where I feel good. So from there, we started cutting 11 weeks out and we were responding, we were dropping. But for like the past month, I've been holding for a while at the same weight, 118, 120. But finally, I broke that and I'm 116 today. So my stage
Yeah.
weight is typically around 111, but I don't think I will be there this time because I've definitely grown a good amount. So I'll probably be around 113, 114. So
Yeah.
we're pushing like
Yeah.
it's like it's bodybuilding. You got to go with your body's physiology in the end of the day as well.
Yeah.
um it's not like let me give you a meal plan and you're going to eat 1800 calories. I mean, some girls can respond like that and that's how
Mhm.
their body is designed to respond, and they prepared themselves there. And also I feel like your body does change yearly, and
100%.
there's like no way you're going to have the same prep compared to the prep from last year, or maybe you'll have an easy prep one time and maybe you'll have a harder prep another time. It just really depends on your
Yep.
body.
No, no, and just one variable being different, like you just said, I've been under a lot of stress. One variable being different can completely change everything, right? Like, you go through a whole improvement season thinking I'm doing all of these things to make my prep easier, right? And then you get into prep and you have that one variable that's different. And all of a sudden your body's like, no, we don't want to do this anymore, and you've got to figure out a way to push past that. You got to figure out a way to get through that. And I can tell you just from my own experience for myself, but also my clients, stress is one of the biggest contributing factors to a prep being difficult. No matter how good you do in your off season, if your body is fighting because of stress, you're going to have a hard time going through your prep.
Yes, and I will say, like, I'm really good at telling my girls, like, release the stress, all that, and I can tell myself that too. But I really do feel like we also have to acknowledge and be like, yeah, that's valid. Like, I'm
Yeah,
stressed out. Like, I have a family.
that's
I have
right.
my clients to check in. I have to go to the gym. I have to do my cardio. That's valid. That's valid.
100%.
Know that I'm stressed, but I'm gonna push through and I'm gonna find time to sleep. I'm gonna check off the boxes and I'm gonna learn from this.
That's
Um,
right.
accept where I'm at instead of stressing it out. Like
Yep.
that's where I'm at right now. Like, yes, I'm stressed, but I'm gonna accept that I'm stressed and I'm gonna move on.
Because that's the other part of this too. There's never going to be a perfect time to prep. There's never going to be a perfect time ever.
Exactly. That's another thing me and a friend were having a conversation about. I'm like, when is the perfect time? Whenever. Never. Like
Yeah.
just
There's
when
always going to be something.
exactly.
Always.
Life always will be lifing. We'll
Mhm.
never know, for example, maybe it's sad because I did have a client of mine on
I'd just
prep.
like to take a moment to welcome our new channel partners, Prozis. If you're unfamiliar with them, go ahead and go down into my description box now, click on the link, go check out their site. They are the leading supplement sports nutrition company based out of Portugal, been around for 17 years. You might be asking what makes Prozis unique? Well, everything that they make is made in-house or with trusted partners. They have to go through rigorous testing in Portugal in order to even get any products on the market. So what you're going to find really high quality, pure supplementation. And one of the biggest things for me is I have some GI issues. So being able to eat some of these more healthy protein treats and things like that and not have any gut issues, oh, worth its weight in gold. Go check them out. Click on the link in my description box below. Use the code cuties10 to get all of your discounts and even some special surprises. They're always putting out some amazing promotions. Let them know that I sent you and let me know what you think. Thanks again for watching and thank you for supporting our channel. Now, go optimize your own athletic abilities and check out prozis.com.
No.
I'm
I know.
back. I don't know what just happened. It said connection lost, and I got back on, so I'm
Like
back.
what? I was
We're
like,
good.
oh, like I was like
we
taking
just
over
we
the
just flip
show.
sides. We
I'm
just flip
taking over.
sides.
So like I was saying, you don't have control of life. Like I literally had a client of mine, a family member passed and she's on prep. Like you can't control that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. You can't control that. You just
Yep.
work around, you
Yep.
know, and bodybuilding amplifies your life, really. It makes you look at your life in a magnifying glass. Like it's
That's
more like
right.
brighter.
Yeah, and there's just like you just said, there's things you cannot prepare for. Like you can do your best, you can do your best to try to make everything run smoothly, but you can't prepare for a death of a family member, Like I had that happen during a prep one year where I had to put my dog down the day before we left to fly out to go to Hawaii to compete. Like during peak week, I had to put my dog down, and anybody that knows me knows my dogs are my kids. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like that was really really hard. But what was harder for me was thinking I'm gonna leave for a week. This dog could pass away while my friend is watching her or something like that. So it's like you have to make decisions too based on those stressors that are hitting you and which one's gonna be worse. You know what I mean? So like that's just one example, but that's not something you can control. I didn't know that was gonna be what was gonna happen that week. You know what I mean? So like you do what you
Um,
gotta do.
And the other piece is like the internal thing too. The
Yep.
internal, like, are you going to be ready? Are you going to do this? I was holding on to that for a little bit, but then I'm like, damn, Jane, you need to
Mhm.
step out and just snap out of it and embrace where you're at right now. And that's what I've been doing. Like, ever since like a month ago, like, I really let go. I just let
Yeah.
go. I'm just
Yeah.
going to continue to let go and let my coaches tell me what to do and go from there. And I feel confident about it because my body's responding now ever
Yeah.
since I started letting go of a lot of things and owning my boundaries. That's another thing too. And just growing, honestly.
I really think, and I've said this 1,000 times to my clients, the mental is 80% of it. The mental is 80% of it because
100%.
yeah, yeah, because whatever you do, daily is going to show up, so it's like you said, as soon as you let go and said, I'm just going to give this up, then all of a sudden your body started responding because you were no longer trying to hold on for dear life, just breathe and let go.
Yep. Yep. I can't even express how accurate that is. Like, I've been in this world, bodybuilding world my first show was 2016. I started falling in love 2014 when Ashley Kay was um, Miss Bikini Olympia, and then Courtney King is when I competed. And, I was following them. Um,
Yeah.
and during that time, for me, it felt more like, oh, this is so cool. Like, I want to be like them, yada, yada. But then I realized, like, um, the more you're in it and the more you're doing it, you have to actually love it. You have to love it in order to
Yeah.
get that level.
Yep.
And that's where I'm at. Like, I've been at that since I joined Fit Body in 2020, and it just gets better. Even though it's
Hmm.
hard, sometimes I'm like, why do I love this? Like, why the fuck am I doing this?
Same. Why am I doing this to my body again? Why am I
Yeah,
doing this again? Yeah.
yeah, but it
Hmm.
just gives me so much purpose, so much direction, and it just definitely it does fill up my cup. And I can see that in my athletes as well and my clients, and that just gives me more purpose to help them get better too.
Yeah. Well, I think if anybody's watched this podcast for any period of time over the last few months or whatever, Jordan and I have both been expressing the same thing. Like, why are we doing this right now? Like, I've said it, I'm like, why am I going to put my body through this again? And then all of a sudden, but you still do it. You still do the things every day. You do all the things every day. And then at some point, it just kind of flips over, and it's like, okay, this is why I'm doing it. I get it. Like, I said that about myself the last couple of weeks. The last couple of weeks, I'm finally starting to flip over into that. Okay, I'm back in this prep mode. I'm actually feeling good about this again. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel that way for a few months, and I'm just like, I'm still doing the work, but why? You know what I mean?
It,
Like,
it it ebbs and flows. It
yeah,
ebbs and
yeah,
flows. It really
yeah.
does. And then when we're on that stage or at a show or at the FBF summit, like,
Mhm.
those are the reasons why.
Right. We start to realize that deeper why behind it. It's like, I'm doing this not just for myself. You know what I mean? Bodybuilding is very much a selfish sport. It's all about you, but it also impacts and affects the people around you too. So you can choose for that to impact and affect in a positive way or in a negative way. So I see the way that this can be positive for so many people and how it changes people's lives in a positive way. And I want to be a part of that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
and I feel like that's a big piece in mine is making an
mhm.
impact and being able to help where I can, you
Yep.
know? And I'm learning that even more. Like, I am very shy, you know me. Like, you've seen
Yeah.
you've
Yeah.
seen me grow. And in the beginning I've always been so bottled and to myself, but then I realized just let it go.
Yep.
And then the right people will always come to you.
Yeah.
Those are support
Absolutely.
everything.
And so with that, so we talked about this a little bit when we had the other girls on a couple weeks ago. What are some other things? Like, are you trying to focus on any kind of social media stuff, or what are you planning on doing after Japan? Like, do you have a clear plan of what you want to do for this coming year? Are you just gonna kind of see what happens, or are you just gonna run the table, or what's your plan?
Right now I actually have done my YouTube, but I'll be honest, it's kind of hard.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. We talked about
But
that.
like
It is. It
I,
is.
I've been posting more than before, that's for sure. And I
Yeah.
have been recording here and there. So like I've always wanted to do YouTube. Like that's been a goal of mine and a dream of mine. But like I just don't want it to be vlogs. So I'm looking at more like what can I do to help.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I definitely want to continue. And uh, I want to help more of the athletes, the fit model athletes, as much as I can because I know how new this division is. So I'm throwing myself in there so I can learn
Yeah.
for my athletes too. So anything I can do to apply, I mean, yeah, to show up and then apply knowledge more and learn more and grow more, I feel like that's going to help me be a better coach too.
Yeah.
I love coaching. Like, I love being an athlete, don't get me wrong, but coaching gives me a bigger purpose. And when I step on stage, like, I just think of my girls and like what they're going through,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. And I do love it for me because it's fun in the end of the day, but like, I always think outside, okay, this is what I could have done better, and this is what my athletes could do. So That's my purpose. I don't think I'll compete forever. Like my goal is to get to Olympia. Like that's just a dream and always has been. And I want to feel that inner child in me and achieve that. So my feedback in Japan will depend on that. And I will trust Jamie and Greg in their direction and wherever they want to put me. I was thinking of doing Wasatch after because my parents live there and they've always
Okay.
wanted to do a show. But there's also San Diego, and San Diego holds a special place in my heart because I'm from there and I might consider just doing that. But we'll see
Yeah.
what say, and we'll see what my feedback is. And we'll kind of take the rails there and continue to grow as an individual in the sport and impact where I can.
Yeah. And I think that's a really healthy way of looking at it. You know what I mean? Because I'm the same way. Like I want to compete a few more times this year, but I want to do it in a way where I'm going to be able to be there for, friends and family and stuff like that. So, like, I used to live in Nashville where my whole bodybuilding career and everything started was in Tennessee.
I
So,
love Tennessee,
yeah,
Nashville.
it's so
Like,
much fun. I typically go back every year for Fit Show. I didn't go last year because she didn't have the pro division last year, so I didn't
I
go.
love that show. I was there 2 years ago. She does an awesome job.
Well, she's added Fit Model and she's added Fit Model Masters too. So this just happened this week. If you go look on the schedule, it's on there now. So she was able to get she was out there like she was basically crowdsourcing, trying to get funding for the sanctions, and she got it. So
Exciting.
so I'm like, oh, that'd be great. Like that wasn't something that I initially had planned, but I'm like, I would love to do that. I've got a couple clients that are gonna compete in it too. I'm like, I've done that before where I've got clients that compete in the same show that I'm in, and I love that too. That's so much fun because we get to experience it all together. So I'm like, initially that wasn't even on my radar, but now I'm like, yeah, I want to do that because all my best friends still live there. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
whenever I go, I always stay for a few extra days and like hang out and all that kind of stuff. And it's a great place to hang out as well. So it's like, I'm like, I want to compete, but also again, like you just said, make that impact. My clients will be there. It'll be a great experience for them. It's a great show. I mean, it's an all-female show for those of you guys that don't know. It's an all-female show. So it'll be a great experience for them. Like just overall, that's part of why I'm doing this. It's not just to get on stage myself.
Yeah. And that's a goal of mine is to be on stage with my clients too. Like
Yeah.
love to do that. I remember like having a goal of like saying I want to be Miss Bikini Olympia, this and that, but like realistically, I don't see that really. Um, but time will
Yeah.
tell. We'll
Well, and
see.
again, right now you don't see it, but give
Exactly.
yourself
This
some
changes.
time.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
changes. Like this changes as time goes on too, and
Yeah.
how you're in the sport, how long you're in the sport too. And I can see that in you, Sean, and I see that in Jay, and I see that you women inspire the crap out of me, truly,
Yeah.
because this stuff is hard. It's more mental, and
It
you guys
is.
so much mental strength. And I see when I see that, like I've told you, and I've told this Jay, I'm like, I just love your guys' mindsets and
Yeah.
how you guys see all of this through too.
Yep.
Because your mind, your body, your mind, in your whatever you're doing in life, like it changes, it evolves.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. It's like, I think also one of the biggest hurdles right now for somebody like you and the girls that are coming into the fit model pro stage right now is that you just have a lot of questions, a lot of
Exactly.
questions of what is
That's
this
that's
even
where I'm
supposed
at.
to be? you know so it's like once some of those questions start getting answers, then you can have a better idea of where you want to go. And i
Yeah.
think that's i think that's I think we're going to start seeing some clarity come about in the next few months, which I personally am excited about, not just as a competitor but also as a coach, so I know how to direct my clients and everything like that too. So I think that's one of the things that's most exciting about all of this too, is like we're on that precipice of we're almost there to know what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cannot wait until like more fit model shows come up and we're like, oh, okay, this is
Yeah.
making sense. This is
Yeah.
okay. Let's tweak this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Get there.
So it's an exciting time. It's nerve-wracking because again, you don't really know. I'm like, am I doing the right thing? I don't really know. But it's exciting too.
Yeah.
It's an exciting thing.
Yeah. I'm
So
kind of remembering like the same feeling as when I first started fit model. Like,
yeah,
don't let the internal pressure just bring you
that's
because
right.
you have no control because you don't know.
That's right. We literally don't know what we don't know. So at this point, it's just like, okay, we're shooting in the dark. We have kind of a little bit of a direction, but we don't really know where the target is. So we're just going to start shooting.
Yep. Even and when I started letting go when Bill was talking about this because
Yeah.
I'm like, it's true. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't even know.
He doesn't even know. He does. He's like, yeah, I would have picked this different. I was like, okay, all right, cool.
Like really what he was telling us, hold your poses, do all this,
Right.
like just really like just
Do your job.
do your job. Yeah.
Yep.
what we need to do.
Yep. Do your job so then us as judges we can do our job. It's really that simple. Really it is. I can remember there was a show I was at. I think it was Tampa a couple years ago. And Bill was one of the judges and he just finished
He's always
judging. Yeah,
yeah.
he just finished judging men's physique pros. So they were in the little hotel bar restaurant area or whatever, and he was like, the one dude looked great from the front, but he couldn't hit a back post, and you got two poses, and that's it. That's all you got. So he should have won from the front, but from the back, if you can't even hit the back pose, then I can't give you the win. I'm like,
Those
it's
are
really
one
freaking
from the
simple.
back.
It's
Those
like
are
it's
one.
really simple. There's two poses. If you get 50% of them wrong, like what am I supposed to do? Like,
Wow. And that makes me nervous. I'm like, damn, I got to practice posing more. Like after this,
right?
I'm motivated to go practice some
I
posing.
know, right? It's like and I mean, I'm sure that kind of feedback for a guy is like that's crushing. It's like,
That's
because yeah, from
right.
the front you should have won, from the back you couldn't even hit a back post. So like, what are we supposed to do?
Like for the next round, he's learned from that, I'm
That's
sure.
right. That's right. That's right. So it's a
Oh no, I'm taking over the show again.
lost
I'm
connection
taking over
again. I'm
again.
back again. Oh God. Hey, I'm like I'm just gonna go dip out and dip back in. That's basically like what I think it is we have across the street is a from my apartment complex is a school, and they're doing a bunch of construction on it, and they're doing it right now. I can hear it right now, so I think that's interrupting my my Wi-Fi over here at the moment. So
Okay. I was
whatever.
like taking over.
I know, right? All of a sudden it's no longer behind the bikini, it is the Jane Jones show.
Oh, the James Jones show. Love it. That's
Oh
funny.
Lord. Well, but with that said, we are pretty much towards the end of our time here. So I really appreciate you jumping on. And this was also a last minute, like contacted you the other day, say, hey, you want to do this real quick? And just I know you got this posing clinic coming up and your pro debut coming up. So it'd be kind of fun to talk about this. So with that, just leave our viewers with like one little pearl of wisdom or something they can take with them as we sign off for today.
Pearl of wisdom. What's
Yeah.
something? Mm,
Maybe something that you like is there like a I don't know, maybe a meditation that you do or something that you always remember or whatever that you do or just a little piece of advice, anything.
mm. Yeah, I mean, something I've been doing a lot lately is the three M's, mindfulness, meditation, and movement. So every single morning, I wake up with the intention of either immediately meditating to something. So, like, if I want to be my best self today, or I want to be more emotionally strong, or be more aware of my emotions, I meditate on what I'm feeling right now. If I'm anxious, I feel that feeling, I visualize that feeling, and then I let go of that feeling. Um, Mindfulness would be journaling what my intentions for the day will be, and movement will be my cardio. So just getting my cardio in, listening to some good music, and getting my day started, showering, and then going from there. Wake up
I love
early,
that.
and if you're a mom, wake up early before your kiddos, so then that those three M's can be more intentional.
I love that. So say it again, your three M's.
Mindfulness, meditation, and movement. Well, meditation, mindfulness, movement in that order.
Perfect. I love that. That's great. All right, awesome. Well, I'm gonna let you get running. I know you got a busy day because you got to travel tomorrow too for the posing clinic and all that. So I really appreciate you coming on and good luck for your pro debut.
Thank you, and I appreciate you having me, even though it was
Absolutely. We'll have to get you on again once you've done the whole pro circuit this year.
oh, and I was holding the core in Japan. I'll tell you all the things.
I love it. I love it. All right. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much again for following along with us. And as always, for your support, like, comment, subscribe, all the things, hit the buttons. And for Behind the Bikini, we are out. Bye, guys.